0, 1. Let's get started.
Yeah, now those little tires.
Nice transmission I got in this car.
Hello, and welcome everybody. JB here with JB's RCs. Thanks for stopping by. Got a killer running video for you today. One of my favorite trucks. And not a whole lot going on here. Basically a Redcat Gen7 chassis. Motor, ESC, gearbox, transmitter, receiver. Shocks and links. And I put in some Capra metal axles, a RAW 500 servo in there, just put in for this run. Got some metal drive shafts.
That's why I like the
Moved the
Gen7
battery
too,
up to the front.
actually has a lot of
Took
extra
the
mounting
springs
points already
off
in.
the shocks.
So if you want to throw different
Got
axles,
little
links,
mini metal front and rear bumpers.
No, it's just the regular one.
And then
I
that
got the
pinched
cheapest
Chevy
one they
body
have,
on
like
there.
$180.
Of course, a little
it's 2 years
tweaking
old
to
now. Sean,
the links
I hate
to
the
fit
axles,
the
the first things
Capra
that go,
axles
so
on
like
there,
these metal-
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Got the 1.9 bead locks,
They hit
metal
everything.
bead locks, and then the 1.9 Jconcepts Landmines, my favorite tires, if you guys don't already know that. These are the 455 size. But super impressed with this truck. Love the fact that it's got a little bit different mounting holes already pre-drilled into the chassis, so you can change the wheelbase a little bit. It makes it easy to adjust things a little bit there. A lot more fun. Yeah, this is definitely a good line right here. And we're going to make it up this
It's like
line.
the best tire you make.
One of 3 trucks that I have that have made it up this. You'll see actually in this video, there's a couple lines that I've never made it up with other trucks that this made it up with. That brass servo up front definitely
Like
added that little bit
SCX6,
extra
one of the
weight
only
that I
other trucks,
liked.
maybe the Marksman.
It's still run on the
Make
stock
it like that.
ESC, so it's probably only a 6-volt charge
Like
going
road's
to
too
that
narrow.
big old powerhouse servo. But it definitely, that weight made a big difference. So definitely not a whole lot faster or a lot more power, considering the voltage is still the same. I'd have to switch out the ESC and probably run a BEC to this to get a good solid voltage, 8.4 at least probably, or maybe more. I'm not sure what they can handle. I just got a really good deal on this. Normally I wouldn't buy such an expensive servo, but it was like 20 bucks off, so I had to pick one up. It was brand new still. And this here I almost never do with my trucks. This is the back side of that rock. And it doesn't have a ton of lines running on it. You'll see here shortly actually that I almost fall off the edge. I'm gonna roll here where I land. Yeah, right there, another 4 inches, and I would have been 25 feet straight down. So, again, I don't really run many of my trucks on this side because of the fear of them falling off or myself falling off. Again, I'm standing 25 feet up on a cliff right now, focusing on driving and recording at the same time, and hoping that I don't lose my footing because I'm not really paying attention to that. So yeah, always really impressed with this truck. Definitely for a cheapie, the biggest thing for me was the axles. So they were the first to go, like I said, with those metal Capras. And those are some knockoff metal Capras, by the way. They're not the super expensive ones. They're ones I got off Amazon. And the only problem I had is, of course, at the end of this run, and you'll read if you actually go into the comments for these on Amazon, that the gears need to be spaced. The little spacers to get the right mesh in there in the differentials. And I've already stripped both differential gears. The funny thing was, I got a set, I looked that up, and the axial AR44 gears working with, they fit right in there, which they do. But they don't have the clip lock on them, so you have to put spacers in there to keep them nice and tight and meshed well. But I bought a set, not realizing they were underdrive gears, and it was the front that broke. So I put them in the front and then went to drive it, and the front was going slower than the back, which we all know for a crawler especially is definitely not good. So now I have to go through and switch them back and put the new ones in the rear, put the stock ones into the front. We'll see how that works. So yeah, this line, by the way, that's the reason I'm playing it for the 3rd time, is because I'm so impressed that I've never made it up this line with any of my trucks, I believe. Maybe my SCX6, possibly because of the wheelbase, but it is such a hard line and very slippery. These sandstones, once you run on them a couple times, they start to break little pieces of the dust off, and it gets on your tires. It's like little ball bearings on your wheels, and it gets real slippery. But first time I ever made it up that, very impressed. So that brass servo up front there on the axle is definitely doing its job. And the reason I put it on this truck, you may be asking, like, why would you put such an expensive servo? I mean, the servo was almost as expensive as the truck was stock, brand new. It's just because this was the only truck that I have that has a servo and axle. Most of my other trucks are chassis-mounted servos, so I figured putting that brass on the chassis was just kind of pointless. So I went ahead and put it on there. That line right there as well. Not very many trucks can make it up that. The articulation of this truck is fantastic, and that helps a lot with that line back there. Very hard to crawl up over. But again, hope you guys are enjoying these videos as much as I am, and enjoying the trucks. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and smash that notification button if you haven't already. If you have, thank you very much. Really appreciate all the support. It means a lot to me. And we'll see you next time, all right? Get out there and have some fun.